Welcome to Cosmic Diaries. I'm back in New York. I got back to New York yesterday, and as you can hear the sirens in the background, I'm definitely back in the city. Anyway, it's a big week coming up, and this is my second or third attempt recording this audio, because there's just so much going on, and I didn't want to miss out on anything. And every time I try to edit, I think of something new. So this is my last try. But here we go. This is the astrology for the week of July 20th to 27th. And we have a very big week coming up. This week we have the new moon in Leo on the 23rd, which kicks off the eclipse season, with the eclipses in Leo and Aquarius coming up all through August. Also this week, Mercury enters shadow phase and will only clear shadow on the 3rd of later in September. So everything that happens this week really is just the beginning of a process. And we're going to find out more information as time progresses and as we near the end of the eclipses at the end of August and September. But now, on the 20th, today, Mars entered Leo early this morning, and the Sun is about to square Uranus and trine Chiron, which is repeating the aspects that Mars made last week, bringing a significant breakthrough and release, emotional release at the very least. And now Mars is following Mercury's footsteps because Mercury has been in Leo for the past month. But the energy is shifting dramatically, and we are in the waning cycle of the moon, coming down from the Capricorn full moon, which was conjunct Pluto 2 weeks ago. And between now and the 23rd, there are no major aspects taking place aside from the Sun square Uranus and trine Chiron. And then on the 21st, the moon enters Cancer. On the 22nd, the Sun will enter Leo. And then on the 23rd, the moon enters Leo, and immediately we have the Leo new moon on the 23rd. So this period between the 20th and the 23rd is a time for deep release. It's a time for really clearing out everything that holds you back from being authentically yourself. It's time for letting go of emotional baggage, situations you've outgrown, dramas you've outgrown, as well as the ambitions you've outgrown, and to let go of superficial attachments of how you think things should be. It's really a chance to dive deeper under the surface and let go of your insecurities and the things that hold you back from creating and attracting what you most want in your life. As the new moon aligns on the 23rd, things is really going to start picking up pace because we are in eclipse season, and eclipses are a time when time tends to accelerate and things tend to happen a lot faster. So it's even more important that you clarify your objectives and what you most want to create. Leo is the sign of consciousness. It's pure consciousness. It is ruled by the sun, and it rules the heart. So above all, what's coming up over the next few weeks require you to listen to your heart and pay attention to your heart and be spontaneous and stay in the moment and in the present. We're coming out of Cancer season, which rules the past. And no matter what the past has been like, Leo is a reminder that every moment is a new moment to start over, to live, to love, and create anew again. Leo represents the eternal now. The new moon is also a time for new beginnings, and it's important now that you listen to your heart and pay attention to what it is that you most desire, and most importantly, not be afraid to acknowledge it to yourself. Leo's energy can be very risky, and it will ask you to be vulnerable and take a chance on your heart. This means in overcoming your fears of rejection or making a fool of yourself or what you will look like, and recognizing that all you can be is yourself, and those who love you will love you for who you are and appreciate what you are. It all begins with self-acceptance, so you can shine your inner light. Also, find your inner confidence and in your own talent and your capabilities and your abilities, and trusting in yourself and knowing that you have what it takes. On the 24th, there are very important aspects taking place as Venus opposes Saturn, and Mercury very, very significantly enters shadow at 28 degrees of Leo. Pay close attention to what's going on at this point and on this day. You are learning important information. There may be important conversations arising and maybe difficult choices to make. But really, things do not need to be difficult. What you're looking at is Saturn, and with Venus, yes, relationships will be highlighted as well as financial situations and business situations and creative situations. But the point is now that you know what your goals are. The past has not been easy, but you are moving past a significant obstacle and milestone. And this is a chance for you to stay in the present again. Venus is in Gemini, so know your goals. You may not know or have all the information of how you're going to get there, but trust that if you can stay aligned with an inner truth and in your heart and stay aligned with a goal, then stay in the moment, you can make choices in every moment that take you closer towards your goals rather than further away from them. Especially when it comes to relationships. Again, it can be risky to be vulnerable, to dare to bare your heart. But if you can be honest with yourself, it'll be easier to be honest with others. And a commitment always comes from inside out. So, yes, love and romance and romantic relationships too are heating up, and there is potential. You may be starting over in an old relationship, or whether this is a new relationship. If you can commit to something, it will take dedication, commitment, a daily nurturing of what you love, and choices that honor and respect yourself and another. But if you can be true to yourself in your own heart, then you can find a way forward. Again, this is not about anybody else's approval, needing anyone else's approval, or what a relationship looks like to the world, but whether this is something that you want. And you can't move forward as long as you're looking over your shoulder. So you need not fear the past repeating itself if you've learned your lessons. Also, what's going on now with Mercury entering shadow at 28 degrees of Leo, this is also the point where the next eclipse in Leo, the second Leo new moon, takes place at the end of August. This Leo new moon that we had right now at 0 degrees of Leo is the first of 2 new moons this year in Leo. And the second one will be at the end of August, on the 21st of August, also at 28 degrees of Leo. So with Mercury entering shadow here now, we're getting a glimpse of what's coming up later in the month. And there's a sense that there might be second chances at the time. Or rather, we really move into the next phase of something at that time. And there's a lot more to learn in between now and then. But trust how you feel today. Leo, the sun is in Leo. We're in a Leo new moon. Stay in the present. You can't know now what you will know then. So the best thing you can do is make the most informed choices based on what you do know and what your heart is telling you to do. On the 25th, Mercury enters Virgo. Mercury is at home in Virgo and more comfortable in this sign, where it's home sign and rules Virgo, aside from Gemini. And now we're entering the stages of planning, and with Mercury being in shadow, it's important to remember that what's happening now is a process, and it's a process that you need to be flexible with as more information arises with the Mercury retrograde station, and we move through August and September. So think of this as, you're drawing up a blueprint for creating something, or creating a new life, or whatever's going on in your life right now in the area of your life ruled by Leo. You're sketching outlines, and slowly you'll be able to color in a fuller picture. So stay focused. Don't get too lost in the details, but pay attention to the details anyway. Piece by piece, daily, you can put something together and bring something to life. On the 25th, the sun will conjunct Mars. And now this is a very heated aspect. And as I mentioned, I keep saying things are heating up, especially in the area of your life ruled by Leo. So with the Sun-Mars conjunction, there could be deep passions arising. This is very creative energy. This is very spontaneous energy. This is asking you to be bold and daring and take risks. But if there is any fear arising or any sense of panic, then it's a chance to pause and really look before you leap. There's nothing really to fear other than fear itself. And you have the talents and capabilities and abilities to deal with whatever is in front of you. You need not worry about the future or the past in this moment. Stay in the moment, and things will open up, and you can be led to where you need to go. As long as you trust yourself and your own heart, you can't really go wrong. And even if something looks like a mistake, there are no such things as mistakes or coincidences. So trust that you're being led, and this will call for making quick choices and quick decisions and acting quickly. But if you're aligned with yourself, and if you're being honest with yourself, then there really is nothing to fear, and you can trust that you will land on your feet. One caution with the Sun-Mars conjunction in Leo, this could bring up a lot of pride and ego, and if you find yourself feeling heated about something or being triggered about something or defensive about something, keep your ego in check. This is also true, this is true all week, not just on the Sun-Mars day, but especially leading up to it. Keep your ego in check, because very often your ego and pride will stand in the way of what you truly desire. Again, if there are fears of rejection or failure or looking like a fool, remember the real risk would be to pass up a chance that would make you happy. And that doesn't mean being selfish, because you couldn't really truly be happy at the expense of another. Leo energy is about the heart and compassion, which just radiates warmth. And that's your true inner being. Love is a state of being. It's not something you give or take. It's just who you are at your core, at your essence. So keep your own ego in check and avoid feeding drama. We are in a new moon cycle, and this is the Leo new moon. So the sun is your consciousness, and it's like a spotlight. So wherever you put your attention, that's what you're going to feed, and that's what is going to grow. So do whatever you do with love. Put your attention towards the things that you love, the people that you love, and do whatever you do with love. And you can watch the garden of your life blossom and your life bloom. Every thought, action, word, and deed is creating your reality. And it all comes back to you. You are the center of your world, and you are the center of your universe from your perspective. So the more conscious you can be and the more open-hearted you are, you're going to create a life that truly reflects your inner self. So as you can see, it's a big week, and as I've mentioned before, and I'm repeating again because it can't be understated. So as you can see, it's a big week, and I'm at the risk of repeating myself because it can't be understated. We're entering eclipse season, and what happens this week is really setting the tone for the coming 4 or 5 weeks and giving us a glimpse into what's coming up. So pay attention to your life. You can create the life that your heart desires, but it begins with you acknowledging it to yourself first, even if it seems scary to do so. Very often we go for second best because we don't think that we'll get what we really want. And the key now is to really put your attention and love into what you want and what means the most to you, without any attachments to it, but just because you love it, and without expectations for any future gain, but just because you enjoy and you get joy in the act of it, or in the present moment of loving someone or doing something or creating something. And the more you love life, you can trust that life will love you back. So yeah, as you begin this week on the 20th, as Mars enters Leo and the Sun squares Uranus, trines Chiron, and Mars trine Chiron and squared Uranus last week on the 17th, and we're moving to the waning moon. These are just deep realizations coming through, and some of them might even be scary to acknowledge and to admit, but you're learning of your feelings and your needs and your desires. Be honest with yourself. There's every suggestion that you can have what you need and desire. But this means letting go of your insecurities and everything that holds you back from reaching for it. And the first step always of creating anything begins with acknowledging that you want to create it. Or attract it into your life. So listen to your heart, acknowledge your heart, pay attention to your heart. And then as the new moon begins, you can plant new seeds and nurture them and watch something new come to life. And you'll be standing in a whole new world by the end of August and September. So anyway, more about that then. I'm sure I could go on forever, but thank you so much for listening and all your feedback and encouragement. I hope you find these audios useful, and if you would like a one-on-one reading, I would love to work with you. So please email me at priya@cosmicdiaries.com, or you can go to the website and find information there to book a reading. And apologies again for the late forecast last week. I was on the road, but I'm trying to get them to you as timely as I can. But if you want to stay on top of the astrology, I also do write a moon report at the time of the new moon and full moon, which I send out to subscribers. So you can sign up for that and receive that in your email as well, covering astrology in detail for about 2 weeks at a time, where I have a chance to edit my thoughts as opposed to this audio, which is a free flow. So yeah, I guess that's it for now. Thanks again for listening. Take care of yourselves, and I wish you a very happy new moon. I'll be back here next week with more astrology. Lots of love, and ta-da for now.